Do you know that moment you think you're going to film yourself and something bites your neck? Having one of those days. It's 6:15 in the morning, just getting ready. Coffee first. My name's Layla, and today I'm going to take you along to my studio practice, which currently, or for the past 7 years, has been mainly focusing on a graphic novel. Back in 2013, I just moved to Brighton and I just lost some shitty job that I had, and I was just kind of commuting between Brighton and London because my studio was still in London, and a friend of mine had given me this tiny little Moleskine sketchbook, and another friend of mine, Rose, she'd always said that, Layla, you should illustrate, you should do your own story. You know, every time I kind of told her a story, she was like, oh my goodness, you've got to do that. So I thought, today's as good as any other day, and I have this little sketchbook, so I'm just going to do the first page. And the first page was towards end of March 2013, and the first page is me walking to Preston Park station in Brighton to get the train and go to London. I finished the storyboard was 7 of those 7 little Moleskine sketchbooks, and I thought I'd finished it. I was really kind of chuffed with myself. It was just end of 2014 I'd finished it, and I showed it, and they're like, no, they all need to be the same, it needs to be coherent, because some of it was drawn on a train, some of it was drawn at a desk, so you could see the definite different styles. So I thought, oh, okay. And that was then, and now is now, which is October 2020, and I kind of can see the light that is about to finish. I mean, obviously, life gets in the way, you know. None of us have the luxury of just 24/7 working on your current obsession, passion, project, whatever you want to call it. But it's not bad, you know. What else do you do with your life? You got to do something. So that's what I've been doing for the last 7 years, and hoping to finish it this year. 2020 would be a good year to finish that, wouldn't it? So today I'm going to show you what happens. Didn't pour that much water. The coffee sits in the furthest corner of the table, as you can imagine. You know that the first part is kind of really quite closed off from the rest of the world. I have loud techno and very little other interruption, really. So the original Moleskine sketchbook was this kind of size. So you can imagine when I finished, so I'm on 6 now, and there's 1 more left. And I felt pretty chuffed with myself when I finished them. I thought I'd written a book, but turns out that's not how you write a book. So currently I am PM, so I've done the graduation part yesterday, and there is this page. Basically it's a bit about me getting ready and really enjoying dressing up in Zone 1 of London. There is me in the shop fitting a hat on someone, and here is me in a bus, if I could zoom in properly. There we go. In a bus somewhere, having a conversation with Sam while going past Marble Arch. This is the horse's head that is there, on my way home. So this is the page, and because of the way it's worked out, now this page is going to sit on the other side of that. So I have to kind of think about those two things so they work together. Because I'm kind of having to like think about a layout, how I want everything to sit together, and like how I want the story to flow between each, and kind of lead this one to the other one so they have something to do with each other, somehow relate with each other. And obviously these two, for me, they weren't quite descriptive enough, and that just didn't quite, it was just kind of more of a list of things, and I wanted it to be more of a story of a thing. So this part I did without you guys yesterday. I couldn't have stopped and given commentary. That's just how it is. So today what I'm going to do, I am going to pen this first, and then do the wording, and then ink it, and wait for the ink to dry, and then go over it with a pen again to make it kind of pop out. So I would like to do all of this with you guys today. The internet is a bank of images for me, so I normally kind of, if I can't think of something, or I just type in what I want, a girl holding a cup of tea, smoking a fag, whatever, and a whole lot of images come up, and I then go through them and find something that is close to what I have in my head and then draw that. But sometimes there is no other visual reference for it but apart from what's in my head, so that's when I just take artistic license basically and do what I want to do. But this one, the Marble Arch scene, I needed the original, and it's there. This is for measuring and drawing all the lines. This is for drawing. I don't really like drawing with these. They don't have the same feel to them. And obviously my pencil sharpener, pointy rubber, and this one only. I think I've had these since I was 12. They were a gift from my dad in the hope that I would become an architect. Sorry, Dad, love you. Thank you so much. They're like the best pens ever. But because they're so old, as you can see, like the plastic parts have yellowed a little bit with age. There's 3 of them at any given point that I have ink in and I use. So this for the fat lines, and these 2 for the finer lines. What happened there? For the wording, I love using this pen. It's just right. To get rid of both hands, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't visualize what kind of hand pose from this side would create that reflection I'd drawn already. It's a shame, it's a really good hand, but no. Water, ink, ink pot. After this stage, I need to kind of leave about 10 minutes, I'd say, before I can work on this, because the page is quite wet. The ink is nicely dry, so I'm going to go over it with this pen and kind of highlight things and give some depth to the image. The other side, it continues with me telling my housemates that I was going to this festival with Sam and their reaction. So, yeah, those two panels have to somehow be extended into this. I think we need more coffee. Another day. Look who's joined me. So yeah, another day. I better get back into the studio and start the next page. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your readership. Thank you for all you do and have done these last few years. If you haven't read the book yet, please go onto my website, www.pinkandyellow.co.uk. If you wanted to support me financially in any different way, I also have a Patreon page, which is Layla Hagigi Art, and I will be very grateful for all you can. Thank you for your patience and for your support.